The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Shawn.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Hey, good morning. Happy Thursday. What do we got? October 20th today. It's 5:34. We're fired, Steph. 4 minutes late off that 5:30 mark, which we always strive for.
It's true, but I blame Drake for that. Like, he has a 5.5 minute song. We could have been on time if he just stopped the beat a little sooner.
Wrap it up. We love that you're Canadian, but wrap it up.
Got an email from Netflix.
Raising prices again? What are they doing? I actually saw it come through and I just deleted it. I didn't even bother.
No, they're not raising prices. I thought they were going to be like, I'm going to offer you this cheaper account, the ad-free thing they were announcing last week.
Very naive of you.
They have a new thing coming out.
Ooh, fun.
And I don't trust it.
Why?
Okay, so it says that you can now transfer your accounts.
What's not trustworthy about that?
It just seems self-serving. I'm like, what you got up your sleeve there, Netflix? So what they're saying is like, oh, you suddenly move in with somebody else who has Netflix and you only need one account.
Yeah.
Why not then just transfer your profile over to the one account and
consolidate it all?
Yeah, and then cancel your account so you're only paying one Netflix bill.
Oh, okay. So they're losing a little bit of business, but what's to gain here is essentially the route you're going.
Exactly. Like, I'm like, I have to imagine that you know our IP addresses, you know that we all live in the same house, you know all these things about us, but like, what is it that you are gaining from this except losing subscribers who can now, if they have their watch list and they have their what you've already watched or their spot halfway through the season they started 3 years ago, now suddenly on the same profile. Like, I'm like, what is the benefit to you, Netflix?
You've really big brained this a little bit. You're just like, I see what you're doing, but what's happening behind the scenes here?
I just feel like with them being like, we lost so much money, we're now going to charge you more. We're trying to be all things to all people. I'm like, you're trying to lose subscribers? That's not right.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
Yeah, they're doing coddling for something in the future. Early struggle for the Oilers this year, 3 games into the season. So we're going to bring in our sports expert, which is my co-host, Steph. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, you're so welcome. What do you want to know, Shawn?
Why? Why do you think the Oilers are struggling? Is it Connie? Is it Dry? Or is it their new goalie who they signed from the Toronto Maple Leafs, Jack Campbell?
Oh my gosh, it's totally the new goalie. The old goalie was always out of the net, passing the puck to the players, and this guy is just staying in the net too much.
Okay, you're on to something. So should they bring Mike Smith back?
I feel like it's pretty obvious that they made it so far in the playoffs because Mike Smith was such a player on the ice, not just in the crease.
He was like an extra defenseman, right? He could skate around and instead of just staying in his net.
Yeah, just leaving it open.
What do you think about, they gave Jack Campbell a lot of money. They paid him like a 5-year contract, like almost 30 mil.
Whoa, is Jack Campbell the coach?
Oh no, sorry. Jack Campbell's the new goalie that we're harping on.
Oh yes, that is a lot of money. I hope that he starts being better because there's got to be a clause that he doesn't get it if they don't win, right?
You should be GM. Throw in a clause in there. If you don't pick it up, you're gone. I'm slowly catching up on TV shows that I love to watch because October for sports is just nuts. There's literally like hours to watch every day.
Yeah, you've been so excited every morning coming in being like, I watched hockey last night. I watched soccer yesterday.
Stop
it's like, oh,
don't
dear.
sound like that.
You do. You do.
One of the TV shows that I finally got to finish was Big Brother, the America version. They're on season...
Holy cow. Weren't we talking about that in July?
I know. They crowned the winner over a month ago. But I finally got around to it. I somehow avoided spoilers through Twitter, which was incredible. But the winner took home like $750,000, which is amazing.
That's
and it reminded me, I need to apply for the Canada version because I do apply. Yeah, and I want to be on the show.
We need some Fort McMurray representation here, Shawn. Get on it.
Mm-hmm. There was actually someone from Fort McMurray, I want to say like 6 years ago or so. They were on one of the first seasons, which was really cool. I think they worked at site and such.
If they still live here, can they call us?
Yeah. And I tried to find them to like ask them how they got on, but I couldn't. They're very undercover now, so I don't know. But I have until November 11th. So just seeing someone win $750 on the American version, I was like, yeah, I could do that. I could use that a little bit. Now, I don't think Canada gets the same. I think they get like $100,000. But I remember someone texting in a while ago saying American game shows get taxed like the crap out of them, like almost 40% or so. Okay. Whereas I think they said like Canadian game shows get all of it.
Okay.
So it's still less, but it's some.
It's some. So where the American game show, 750,000, maybe they get to keep 450,000 of that. The Canadian game show, 100,000, but you get to keep every $100,000 of it.
Yeah. So anyways, maybe you'll see me on Big Brother. Season 11 is coming soon. I'm going to apply.
Hey, Shawn, you know how I didn't make it to work on Monday?
Yes, I do. I do remember that. I was very alone.
Well, I almost didn't make it again today.
What is going on?
Okay, today, not at all my fault. It was somebody else that was trying to take me out.
Oh, wow. Assassinated?
More like head-on collision. They were driving the wrong way on the Confed ramp. So like when you just pass North Star Ford and you're taking the ramp up to Confed.
Yeah, you start going uphill?
Yeah. I am nicely coming up to work and instead on the ramp is a work truck sailing towards me.
Okay. Which doesn't surprise me because every time I'm approaching that off-ramp and I start going around the curve and heading uphill and I kind of look ahead in traffic to see what I'm going into, the people coming around always seem like they're in the lane.
Yes, they're headlights for sure.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't happen during the day, but definitely when it's dark out, you're like... But this actually was real. It was real. I was not just afraid and imagining. This person was coming towards me. And then at the last second, they did a U-turn at full speed.
Wow.
And then we were driving beside each other.
Wow.
Yeah. It was that close.
Jeez, that's nerve-wracking.
I know. And I don't know if they need some more signs or if this is the first time I've ever seen it happen.
Yeah, they're just a sleepy boy. They forgot how the roads work.
Yeah, they quickly, after I was like, you know what, I need to get away from this guy. So I sped up and he then quickly lane changed behind me and then did another U-turn into the correct way to go.
Okay.
On the right side
little
of the
lost.
road.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm happy you're here.
Thank you, me as well.
Driving the wrong way on the street. You experienced it this morning, hey, Steph?
Okay,
You weren't the one.
Yeah, I was like, you have to say that it was not me that was driving the wrong way.
I should lead with that, is what you're saying.
Yes, I was almost hit by someone driving the wrong way.
Yeah, I actually experienced this back when I was in Regina. Minot was a hop, skip, and a jump away, 4 hours or so. And so I was going down to Minot this one time, and it was like right when the sun was setting. And so it was starting to get dark, and I think it was just a single lane highway, not divided or anything. And all of a sudden, someone with their lights not on was just coming right at my side of the road. And I was the first car, and then there was like 6 behind me type of thing. And so that was terrifying.
That is.
We all just pulled over on my side, and the guy thankfully didn't try to hit us. But I've experienced a little bit like that. And then one-ways, just a different story. Regina has a lot of one-ways downtown. I think I remember when I first started driving, I was oblivious and turned on some one-ways I shouldn't have turned on.
I did turn on a one-way when I first started driving, and I almost ran into a city bus who put his arms up and like, what are you doing? And I was like,
I don't know.
I'm sorry. And then I had to do a 3-point turn, and I had just started driving. So a 3-point turn was like an 8-point turn.
Little Austin Powers. You're like, little up, little back, little up, little back, little up.
It's like, oh, am I taking your bus schedule off schedule? Sorry. One of our favorite reality shows came out again.
Yeah, debuted.
Season? Yeah,
just started. Love is Blind startup. Did you already first day start watching it?
I did.
Oh, interesting.
I know. It's so dark so early. I got home from Girl Guides last night. It was 8:30. I was like,
it's bedtime.
Well, I guess I'm going to sit down on the couch.
8:30 is bedtime.
It is not. Oh my goodness. I'm going to tell you I watched all 4 episodes. No, I didn't.
Oh. Yeah, without spoilers, obviously, since it just came out yesterday. How many did you watch?
I watched 2 and about the first 5 minutes of the third just to see what happened, you know?
Right,
When they leave you like that, you just got to know. Did she say yes? Are they getting married?
Overall thoughts on the cast?
I found it interesting because when we listened to the preview of it and saw all the folks, I was like, yeah, he's not going to be featured in that. Yeah, no, you're never going to see him again.
Yeah, because there's around 30, right? That they kind of showed on the website.
Yeah, and it's so true. I was like, yep, nope, saw you in the promo for this, but you have just been in the background of every shot, and you didn't even get to see you in a pod at all.
Yeah.
And then there was one that really made me laugh. There's this guy that wears a cowboy hat.
Okay.
And he may or may not find love, but I was just laughing because I was like, there's like, it's pretty standard on this Love is Blind show that even though they're not able to see the person, they choose all attractive people to cast.
Yeah.
So you're going to be pretty safe. But I was thinking about that meme that came out like early work from home that said like suddenly you realize you're married to somebody who's a circle back person.
Oh geez.
And I was just like, suddenly
email
you
talk.
realize you're married to somebody who's a cowboy hat person. Like, is he just like, I was like, this is just such a strange accessory.
Yeah.
And you might not mention it. This guy is really talking up this girl and they might get engaged. And then what if he wears a cowboy hat all the time?
You see him for the first time, he's just strutting out like he's on a horse. He has a broom in between his legs, just hopping on over to her in a cowboy hat.
Yeah, and he's not even a farmer. I don't even think he's from Texas.
Yeah. Were you hooked? If we didn't have to work today, do you think y'all would have kept watching last night?
Oh, totally.
All right. Good news.
eBay is making headlines.
For
Remember eBay?
existing? Like, they still exist?
They do still exist. People
Impressive.
still shop on there, apparently.
Okay.
And what they're shopping for is a Halloween costume.
Okay.
But eBay's saying, nope, that Halloween costume is banned. You can't sell it on our site. Guess which one it is?
What one?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, yes. Okay. That makes sense. I mean, eBay in general, they're probably like, no one was buying it anyway because no one uses our website. But I'll tell you what, you can't buy it because it's not allowed.
Well, it's just kind of weird. Like, I'm like, wasn't he just a human? Like, wouldn't you just buy a blonde wig and look in your closet for a shirt you might have that looks similar to him and
Yes,
be like,
yeah.
I'm a disgusting serial killer. That's what I decided to dress up as.
Yeah, I took in the series. He has like a certain set of glasses that are unique-ish, and they're like kind of like clear aviators a little bit. And yeah, blonde wig, maybe a certain shirt or something. But I do like the stance. I will say I do like the stance that eBay is taking of not glorifying the horrible human that he was.
Totally. Can we go back to last year when Squid Game was the Halloween costume of the year?
Yeah.
Like, or maybe there's somebody on Love is Blind we could emanate or something like that. Like, I'm trying to think, like, what is maybe this year's
Stranger Things. There's a lot of
fictional
costumes,
character.
Stranger Things, I think, that could potentially pop up and be huge.
and not offensive and not going to get banned.
Yeah, exactly.
We have Jon Tupper, our go-to guy for things on the sky, on the line.
Meteor shower coming up. Did you say it was Friday?
Yeah, it's going to be tomorrow morning before dawn. So it's going to start up just after midnight, around 1:30 in the morning will be a good time to start looking for it. And it'll be peaking all morning long right up until sunrise. You can start out looking just sort of in the southeast for the constellation of Orion, which is got that very distinctive three-star belt. And then Orion will rise and move towards the south so that around 5 in the morning, it'll be about straight south and spitting out about 20 meteors an hour.
And
Wow.
have you looked at your in-depth weather report? Do you think we'll be able to catch much of it?
This is the exciting news. This is going to be a weather system that is going to fake us out. So we're going to go to bed tomorrow night thinking it's scattered cloud and nothing's going to happen. Right around midnight, there's a little hole that's going to clear up around midnight, and then it's going to switch over to scattered cloud from about 2 in the morning to 4 in the morning. So there will be gaps where you can definitely see it. So, around 2 in the morning is going to be a really good time. It's going to have some clear skies. And then, by the time we poured ourselves a coffee or are headed out to Tim Hortons at 7 in the morning, it's going to be overcast. So nobody will know.
Wow. Okay. So even when we get up at 5 in the morning and we look south, we're going to be able to see it, and everybody driving to work can kind of pull over and look up as well, and they might be able to see some shooting stars too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And for the people on night shift tonight, it's going to be just ideal because, Orion's going to rise up around 1:30 in the morning in the southeast. It's going to be fairly clear skies at that time. It's not going to be a huge number of meteors per hour. It's going to be about 20 meteors per hour. But the meteors that we're going to see are going to be big. They're going to be bright. The moon is a very, very thin sliver right now, so it's not going to interfere with seeing those meteors. So the people that are outside of the city are going to get just a spectacular view.
What's your game plan then? How are you going to take it all in, Jon?
Well, it looks like I'm getting up at around 1 a.m, and I'm going to go out and have a good look at it. It's what we're seeing in these meteors is actually the remnants of Halley's Comet, which is a once-in-a-lifetime comet that comes around every 76 years. Its last swung by us around 1986. So what happens with that comet is as it gets closer to the sun, the ice in the comet turns to gas, and it leaves behind a trail of little rocks and debris. And then we encounter those rocks and debris, and those turn into the meteors that we're going to see tonight, tomorrow morning. So this is one where you want to just take in the whole sky so you can see where these meteors are streaking across the sky hither and to.
Wow, really cool. Thank you so much, Jon, for taking the time to tell us about it, our go-to guy for things in the sky. You're always so knowledgeable, and I'm so glad you're willing to share your knowledge.
You bet. Take care and enjoy it.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.